Europe for over 2 years already, but across the Atlantic, there's another exit on the horizon. American activist Candace Owens has announced BLEXIT, calling on African Americans to ditch the Democrats and back President Trump.
So excited because we are going to launch in front of the world a movement that will forever be remembered as a piece of American history, a movement called BLEXIT, the Black Exit.
Joining us live now is Anthony Brian Logan, who was at the Young Black Leadership Summit when the BLEXIT movement was announced. Anthony, thanks for coming onto the programme. Now, firstly, can you describe what the general atmosphere was like at the summit where BLEXIT was announced, and what exactly is the movement?
Oh, the atmosphere was absolutely electric. It was really energetic. People have been looking for this for quite a long time because as an African-American person, you feel like you're kind of isolated due to your political beliefs. If you are a conservative, I think it's like 90 to 95% of Black people in America vote Democrat, and it's been like that since about the 1960s. So to have an environment where you have about 400 Black conservatives in one area, it was really exciting for a lot of people. And the general movement is just to get more Black people open-minded to think differently. You don't have to necessarily vote a different way than you have been doing, but be open-minded to it, and maybe you come to the realization that's the best way for you to be. So that is the main thing, trying to encourage people to think differently and be independent rather than being just attached to the Democratic ideology no matter what.
Yeah, Anthony, but it is about votes in the end, isn't it? You're saying for them to be open-minded. If we look at the timing of this, is it deliberate that it's during the run-up to the midterms?
Well, I think it happens to be right now. I can't really say if it's deliberate or not, but I'd say it definitely helps because you do have the midterms coming up. And I think this is a really big boost. Too many people run really dishonest ads on television to talk about the opposing person. If you're talking about liberal versus a Democrat, liberal versus a Republican, they'll say, oh, the Republican is racist. They want to take away all the benefits. So we're just trying to come with a way of people having an open mind. And what we hope is that people see that the correct way is to vote Republican, or at least that's what I hope.
Anthony, you've just mentioned that, some think the Republicans are racist. How can this succeed then with the Democratic African Americans? And how likely is it that they will switch to becoming Republican?
Well, I think more and more we're starting to see that the whole thing about Republicans being racist is a lie, because you're seeing more and more people get attacked, get injured, that happen to be conservative, that are Black. People getting their hats knocked off. I mean, I was in the airport myself. I had a picture of mine go viral over the weekend. I'm getting 1,000-mile stares from these people that claim to be so loving, that claim to be so tolerant. A lot of people that are white. These are the same ones that'll tell Black Americans that the Republicans are racist, they hate you, and all this and that. We're starting to see more things like this play themselves out on television and everywhere else, and we understand that the lie about Republicans being racist and liberals being the ones that are on our side is not really true, and it's really the other way around. So as we get to see more of this happen, you'll see a shift. I think Donald Trump got more of the Black and Hispanic vote than Mitt Romney did, despite all of the media's best efforts to paint him as some kind of racist, white supremacist, and everything else.
Anthony, you've definitely got the support, haven't you, of one very high-profile Black celebrity, Kanye West, who's designing BLEXIT merchandise. So soon after he was criticised for his meeting with Trump in the White House. Is this an attempt to win people over again?
Well, I think this is just more of Kanye West just being himself, being an independent person, being a free person. He's always been like this. And it was never really a problem until he became conservative or conservative leaning. I don't even really call him conservative. I think he's still kind of in the middle and still just being who he is, which is an independent person, not really affiliated one way or the other. But because he likes Trump and has expressed his support for him, all of a sudden it's a problem. But I think this here is just a way for more people to not feel alone, to feel like they have a community, and to understand that it's okay to be conservative if you want to. That's what you want to do, and it's perfectly fine. And also, this whole thing about Black people having to vote liberal, having to vote Democrat, that's going to be over with. And you see the merchandise I have on, BLEXIT, Black Exit, it's a play on the whole Europe thing, of course, the Brexit. We're leaving the ideology of having to be attached to Democrats no matter what, and we're being more independent.